Hey guys, it is me, the Turtle Dork. I am back again with a specialty editorial for you. Today the Oscar nominations dropped, so I kind of just want to give you a rundown of some of the different categories and kind of go through the nominees and kind of give you some brief overall thoughts. I'm not really going to go too much into my predictions for that. I'm actually going to save that for the podcast when we do our Oscar cast, which will probably be in about 3 weeks or so that we usually do right before the show. So just going to go over probably some of the major categories and maybe some of the technical ones like cinematography and song and score and visual effects. So actually I'm going to go ahead and start with the visual effects. The nominees for that are Deepwater Horizon, Doctor Strange, The Jungle Book, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. This is an interesting category because there are two films that kind of caught me off guard. One was Deepwater Horizon. I haven't seen the film, but we've seen this before in the Oscars where we'll see some movies that aren't really that big in visual effects. They really use visual effects in a very specific way, get nominated for this award. And also Kubo and the Two Strings. I've never really seen an animated movie get nominated for best visual effects. I think that's pretty interesting, and it kind of says a lot too about Leica and how far Leica has come with their animation style, if that's kind of what they're kind of based on. The next one I kind of want to talk about is song. This is an interesting one for me also as well. There's a couple ones that I actually like, so let's kind of run through the nominees. We have Audition, which is from La La Land, Can't Stop That Feeling, Trolls, City of Stars, La La Land, The Empty Chair, which is from Jim the James Foley Story, and How Far I'll Go, Moana. Of course, everyone knows that La La Land is my favorite movie of the year, and it's interesting for that to have two. It takes up 2 spots in this category. But 2 great songs, probably 2 of the best songs in that film. Can't Stop That Feeling, Trolls. That's a song you turn on any radio station, you're going to hear that song played to death. It's a great song though, and for me, How Far I'll Go, as much as I love La La Land, I am ecstatic that that song got nominated from Moana. It's a beautiful song, and it definitely captured me emotionally while watching that film. So I'm excited that that song was able to get nominated. Now, what we have for original score, this one is kind of interesting. We have Jackie, we have La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, and Passengers. Never thought I would hear Oscar and Passengers in the same sentence, but it looks like they've actually nabbed a couple of nominations, as I may say. But I don't know, it's weird. This year I haven't really seen any or heard any scores that have really kind of stayed with me. If there was one I may have put on this list, I probably would say Arrival. Again, like with Denis Villeneuve, his film last year was Sicario, had one of those very haunting type of scores, and this movie kind of does. Arrival did the same thing, and that's something that I think really added to the story and to the element of it was a big element of that film. So that's something I would have liked to have seen in there, but I don't know. The original score kind of looks a little unremarkable to me. I think La La Land will take that. I love the score to that movie, but outside of La La Land, it seems like nothing else is really up to par. Let's go ahead and check out what else they have. If my internet would work. Oh my goodness. Oh, cinematography. I do want to talk a little bit about foreign language film. Now, there's actually only one film that I've seen in this category, but I just wanted to mention it because I saw it at Lost Weekend. I absolutely loved that film, which was A Man Called Ove from Sweden. I'm pleasantly surprised that movie was in there. That was a very sweet, pleasant, heartfelt film. And I haven't seen any of the other films. I know the film from Germany, Toni Erdmann, has been getting a lot of buzz. And I think that's one of the films that's actually playing in cinemas here in the States that a lot of people can go check out. I haven't checked it out, but I know that's been getting a lot of buzz. But I just had to throw a little love towards A Man Called Ove. If it's playing anywhere near you, or you're able to go check that movie out, I highly suggest go check out that movie. You won't be disappointed. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go to cinematography. Now, I do have a favorite, and once I read this list off, you'll probably know which one it is. We have Bradford Young for Arrival. We have Linus Sandgren for La La Land. We have Greg Fraser for Lion, James Laxton for Moonlight, and Rodrigo Prieto for Silence. Now, I have seen 3 out of the 5 films, and there's one that kind of stands above the others that I'm actually going to be rooting for. Again, I'm not giving any of my personal predictions, but I just kind of want to give you my overall thoughts. And I think this is a pretty good list. Arrival definitely deserves to be in that conversation for best cinematographer. La La Land, I thought was a beautifully done movie. The colors and the way they were able to use some of the camera techniques, I thought were really done very well. Moonlight is a beautiful looking film, especially just looking at like that, you know, South Florida landscape and the way they use natural lighting, and it is just the contrast with that too. Like, just it's a beautiful looking film. Silence, I haven't seen Silence, but from what I've seen, just some of the still images and from the trailer, it looks like a gorgeous looking film. So that could be a very competitive category come Oscar night. Let's see, let's get into some of the, let's talk about animated feature. This is interesting. So animated feature, we have Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, My Life as a Zucchini, The Red Turtle, and Zootopia. I think Zootopia might be the favorite. I'm personally going to be rooting for Moana. I think that movie is just absolutely fantastic. The Red Turtle I've actually heard nothing about. My Life as a Zucchini I think that's a foreign film. Possibly, I'm not sure, but I've heard a little bit about that movie from the Golden Globes, and I've actually seen like a couple of, like, either a trailer or a couple of like little scenes from it, and it looks pretty cute. I would love to check it out. That's the thing about a lot of these categories, it's like not seeing all these films, and hopefully by the time the Oscars come out, I'll be able to kind of check out, even whether it's a re-release or when these movies are able to come out on Blu-ray or streaming. I'll be able to check them out before the Oscars hit. But yeah, it's definitely Kubo and the Two Strings. People have been talking about that movie since it came out, and I'm glad that the Academy is showing it some love. Best Director, this is always a big one. So we have Damien Chazelle for La La Land. We have Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge, Barry Jenkins for Moonlight, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Denis Villeneuve for Arrival. This is a very strong category. Again, for me, I would have to say that my favorites would be Barry Jenkins and Damien Chazelle. I think Damien Chazelle might be the front runner in this category. A lot of people were a little surprised that Mel Gibson was in this category because of some of the troubles that he's had in the past. I know a lot of people like a comeback story. Now, I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge. Some people absolutely love it. Some people think, you know, maybe the first half of the movie is okay, and it really picks up in the second half. I've heard a couple of different opinions on that movie. I think it comes out on Blu-ray, so that's one of the films I definitely want to check out, hopefully before the Oscars hit. But everybody in this category, Barry Jenkins did an absolutely fantastic job. Manchester by the Sea. Again, you talk about performances, but those performances have to come from the director. So Kenneth Lonergan definitely deserves some praise for that. And again, Denis, what he did with Arrival, just the way he structured that story and the way that he was able to get those performances out of his actors to pay off the narrative structure of that film was just absolutely beautiful. So this is a strong category, but again, there's always favorites going into Oscar night, and I think Damien Chazelle is probably going to be the favorite. Oh, we have supporting actress. Let's get into the actor categories. My computer is running. I have some programs running. I'm trying to get some other videos up on the channel as well at the same time, so don't mind me. Alright, so for supporting actress, we have Viola Davis for Fences, Naomi Harris for Moonlight, Nicole Kidman for Lion, Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. This is a very, very strong category. And one thing I'm actually really excited and proud of is the fact that in this category we have 3 African American women out of the 5 possible nominees, and I think that's the first time, and I'm actually happy to see that, and it's well deserved for all the nominees. Viola Davis goes without saying. She was just absolutely phenomenal. From watching that trailer, she deserved an Oscar nomination. Naomi Harris in Moonlight, Jesus, man, I haven't seen Naomi Harris be that good, I don't think, ever in her career. Octavia Spencer, I guess if you're looking at supporting in Hidden Figures, I would have loved to have seen Taraji, but she's more of the main character in that movie, so definitely Octavia Spencer. If you're going to pick an actress from that film, she is the one that's deservedly so. Nicole Kidman, I haven't seen Lion, but and then we have Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams, she wasn't in the movie for that long, but she has probably one of the most emotionally gut-wrenching scenes that I've seen all year, and that I don't think that scene or that film would have worked if she wasn't able to kind of go to a certain place in that scene for that film. So I have no qualms about Michelle Williams, even though she's only on screen for maybe 10 minutes total. I have no qualms about her being nominated because she very well deserves. Supporting actor. This is another good one. We have Mahershala Ali for Moonlight, Jeff Bridges for Hell or High Water, Lucas Hedges for Manchester by the Sea, Dev Patel for Lion, and Michael Shannon for Nocturnal Animals. This is interesting. I'm happy to see Jeff Bridges in there. I loved Hell or High Water. Would have liked to have seen some love kind of thrown towards Chris Pine, but I definitely understand putting Jeff Bridges in there. Mahershala Ali, again, like I said, with Michelle Williams from Manchester by the Sea. He's only in the movie for the first act, but it's a powerful performance, and he's had a hell of a year on television and on the big screen. Lucas Hedges, I thought, again, all the performances across the board in Manchester by the Sea were absolutely amazing, and his was no small feat. Dev Patel, again, I haven't seen Lion, but for what I would gather, I would have thought that he would have been a lead actor. So it's interesting to see him as a supporting actor in that in this category. And Michael Shannon, I haven't seen Nocturnal Animals, but from everybody that I've talked to about that film, everybody cannot stop talking about Michael Shannon. So it's got me intrigued to see the film because I want to see what everybody's talking about with his character. Let's go ahead and get to the lead actors and actresses. So let's start with lead actress. We have Isabel Huppert for Elle, Ruth Negga for Loving, Natalie Portman for Jackie, Emma Stone for La La Land, and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. I would say, now, I haven't seen Florence Foster Jenkins, and it seems like they give Meryl Streep a nomination just for breathing. I mean, I've heard good and mixed things about that movie, but I mean, granted, whatever she does, she's always going to be great in it. So I can give or take Meryl Streep, nothing against her, but I think this is where for me personally, I think this is where we see our first snub. I would have loved to have seen Amy Adams in here for Arrival. I think she definitely deserves to be in this category. Emma Stone is a no-brainer. Natalie Portman, I haven't seen Jackie, but it looks like she really encapsulates and embodies Jackie Onassis. And Ruth Negga, I was actually shocked because a lot of people had already been talking about Loving. It seemed like that kind of movie just kind of came and went. But she was absolutely fantastic in that movie. And I saw her at Comic-Con. She's absolutely beautiful. And Isabel Huppert, I haven't seen Elle, and she won the Golden Globe, so she might have a little momentum going into the Oscars, but a lot of people are saying that this is a lock for Emma Stone. Lead actor, this one might be a lock as well. So in this category, as far as nominees, we got Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea, Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge, Ryan Gosling for La La Land, Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic, and Denzel Washington for Fences. Denzel Washington, I thought again was a no-brainer. After seeing that movie again, just from the trailer, I felt like him and Viola Davis definitely deserve to be recognized for their performances. Ryan Gosling, it's good to see him in there. Andrew Garfield, again, I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge. I think this is a lock for Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck was absolutely fantastic in that movie, and that movie doesn't work without his performance. Again, and I said in my review, a very understated and subtle performance. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. The surprise for me, though, Viggo Mortensen, Captain Fantastic. Now that's another movie that we saw at Lost Weekend, and I actually enjoyed watching Captain Fantastic, and I thought Viggo Mortensen gave a really good performance in that movie. I didn't think that he would be recognized. I didn't even know that, you know, I kind of thought that, you know, his performance on that movie kind of would have been forgotten, but I don't know, I'm actually, it's a nice surprise to kind of see him in there. I'm trying to think who else I may have wanted to see in that spot other than Viggo Mortensen, but I don't know, I'm kind of happy with those 5 nominees. Now let's get to the big one. That would be Best Picture. Alright, so it looks like we have 9 nominees, which I'm actually kind of happy about. So the 9 nominees for Best Picture, we have Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight. And these films seems like these have been the films that were kind of vying for the Best Picture all along. And a couple of ones I'm actually happy to see in there is Arrival. That was my second favorite movie of 2016. Hell or High Water, again, I cannot overstate how great that movie is. The performances, just everything, the direction, the writing, everything about Hell or High Water. And looking at that film, it felt like a movie that felt like it was like a VOD release. And to see it get this much recognition, I'm actually kind of happy for that. Of course, Manchester Moonlight, Lion, again. Now, this is a movie I've been interested in seeing, and hopefully I'll be able to check it out. Maybe they'll kind of either re-release it or they'll expand its release, so maybe I'll be able to check that film out. And it looks good, so I definitely want to see it. Of course, La La Land, I think that's going to be the favorite, but I have to say that I am emphatically excited and happy that Hidden Figures got recognized for Best Picture. That is an absolutely fantastic film, and I believe everybody needs to go and see that film. And I'm so happy that the Academy recognized Hidden Figures. It warms my heart that it didn't go unnoticed. It really does. I think that's the highlight in that list for me, is Hidden Figures. That on Oscar night, that movie is going to be recognized for one of the best pictures of the year, and deservedly so. So yeah, guys, those are some of the nominations for this 2017 Oscars that will be premiering. I think it's sometime in February 24th, I think. I might have my dates wrong, but anyway, just kind of want to put out this quick little editorial video and let you guys know what my thoughts were on this nomination. So yeah, I'm excited for the Oscars, and I hope you guys are too. And look out for our Oscar cast that we'll probably be having coming up soon. More information on that, but we will break these down in further detail and kind of give our predictions and what we would like to see. So yeah, guys, go ahead and check out my other dorks at The Disco Dork, at Mouth Dork, and at Sidewalk Siren. And for me, I am The Turtle Dork, and with that, I'm out.